Floor podcast. Shout out to Australia.
Jordan Crawford, nice move with the dribble.
Here's driving on Stoudemire, the jumper, yes! Oh, what a diving save by the guard. Yeah! Boston wins! Tatum drives down and throws it down!
You guys are talking about a dynasty. Here's where it is, right here.
That's a tie for the tie.
The best team in the world right now.
Marcus Smart at the buzzer. Shireman in the deck.
Wayne Spooney here, First of the Floor podcast. The Boston Celtics lose a game that the score makes look a lot closer than it actually was. Celtics lose to Atlanta 102-90. Here to talk about it with me, and really here to talk about Chris Cenac with me is Jake Eisenberg. Jake, how's it going, man?
Cenac season.
Yeah, buddy.
Man, Brad has done it again. But yeah,
Yes.
the Hawks are a summer league wagon, and the Celtics are missing their superstar 27th overall pick and their two-way guy, Amari Williams, and the team is really bad without those guys on the team.
Yeah, like really bad. Like other than Uzan, I trust basically no one to dribble. Really bad.
Yeah, is tough, and I love it. You know who's really bad is what's his name? Dylan Jones.
Dylan. Or Kobe Jones, I think.
Kobe
is his
Jones.
name. Holy shit.
Curtis Jones.
Curtis Jones. Shit. All right. Sorry, Curtis.
Goodness gracious. He stinks, dude.
Yeah.
That was
got to be
mistake.
one of the worst guys we've seen that's gotten regular minutes in the summer.
Yeah.
Like, because there's always like the guys who's like the 12th man on the summer league team. But why do we keep starting him?
Yeah. Why did Uzan not get the start last night? Like,
I
the
don't
minutes
know.
end up flipping. Uzan plays 24 over Curtis Jones 15. But Emil Jefferson, what are you doing, buddy? Let's
It's crazy.
get in there. Let's make these adjustments. Look, the first couple of games of Summer League, the juice is there. Whew. I was fast forwarding through some of the non-Chris Cenac, Dylan Mitchell minutes last night, if we're being totally honest. It's getting AJ Demanc's been shut down. I sit down ready to watch the Darren Peterson. Who was it against? Is it AJ? No, it was Caleb Wilson yesterday.
Caleb.
Yeah, and no Darren Peterson. That's right. Caleb Wilson had that ridiculous dunk, and Darren Peterson on the sideline was like, "Holy shit!" Guys are getting shut down, and we're running. We got Kyle Mangas is back out there.
Mangas.
Mangas. He, but
It's my wife's nickname for me.
wasn't sure where you were going when you started with my wife on that one. So
Anyway, he's playing real minutes. Someone named Pringle played. I will say Day Thomas came in at the end of the game and looked like fucking awesome. And I'm like, why did he not play over Kudo Jones?
Your dude, Tucker DeVries is
DeVries.
He's got something to him a little bit.
He is good at basketball. Like, I hate him. I really, really hate him, but he is he's an absurdly lights out shooter, and he's like a legitimate 6'7", and he's built like a fridge for better or worse. Like, he can't move, but he's strong.
Not really.
Shoots threes, and we haven't really seen it, but his like quick decision making is like a plus skill for his like player archetype is like this bigger shooting white wing. I will be shocked if he doesn't stick on a team somewhere, like legitimately shocked just with the shooting, size, and decision making, even though he is one of the worst defenders, I've ever had to watch in West Virginia colors, man. But and he was just getting obliterated on screens all night last night. But dude, he is a plus offensive player, I think, even in the NBA.
Yeah, no, the shooting's real. The Heat could probably use him.
Big time.
They
turn him into like a fucking 6 man of the year candidate.
Yeah, that scares me just a little bit. Max Strus 2.0 situation. But Chris Cenac.
Yeah, man.
16 points, 5 boards, 2 assists, 4 blocks. So now he has 9 blocks through 3 games.
Yep.
I'll be honest, like I finished watching the game yesterday, and obviously it's summer league, so you ignore anything that was bad and you only
Yep.
look at the good.
Correct.
But I actually do think that that's important to do with Cenac because like the infrastructure on the summer league team, even with Ugo and Amari, is horrendous for a big of any kind. The spacing's bad, the playmaking's bad, the creation's bad. But I come away from the game yesterday and I'm like, how can you be anything other than like ecstatic from what you've seen from him so far? When I like read the profile and stuff, I was expecting him to be like Cater 2 years ago, as far as like raw tools guy. But he looks kind of good dribbling the ball up the court. He's made some really nice passes. The shooting touch is there. Like he's quite skilled. The screening's horrific.
So bad. We talked about it last show. It's so bad. But regardless.
And I was like, oh, bro, you're not touching any of these guys. That feels like easy to work on. I would like to be coached as far as like a skill to fix is like,
Yes.
yeah, man. I don't know. Size, explosiveness, skill, motor, work ethic. I don't really get how he fell in the draft this far.
I mean, he was mocked in like the mid-teens, basically the entire season. Maybe people who were low on him had him in the late teens, early 20s. So like, I didn't even really like, I had watched a lot of him because he's on Houston and I watched a lot of Houston this year. But I didn't even like scout him before the draft because I did not think there was any fucking chance he'd get to us. I mean, when I was doing the draft stream with Sam and Nick, there was like, I can't remember who came up. It was like the 15th, 16th pick. And I was like, Cenac would be a really nice fit on this team.
Yeah.
They could use some athleticism in the front court. And like, Nick's
OKC?
like, yeah, man. What's that?
OKC, like Daymara has looked garbage so far in Summer League.
Yeah, man.
Summer League. I get it.
But like what I keep going back to and trying to remind people is he was a top 10 recruit. Like he was up there with Darren Peterson and Caleb Wilson and Cam Boozer. Like it was those guys, Kingston Flemings, and him, So like he is definitely further along than most quote unquote raw bigs. I think the problem is that he's not quite good enough at the ball handling, the shooting to play the four, like long term. And he's just not like big enough and smart enough defensively to play the five. So he's raw in that, like, if you want this guy to be like a starter, all-star, borderline all-star type of guy, he's got a long way to go. But just to your point, the tools and like the low-hanging improvement fruit, he's going to be a role player. Like worst case scenario, like he might even be a role player this season just because he is that ridiculously athletic. And he has that high of a baseline for sort of just like the dribble, pass, shoot skills that you need in the modern NBA. And like he probably will play the four because the blocking shots is great. And when he's in the right position, I really like the rim protection, but he does jump himself out of the play a lot still, which is fine. I'd much rather a big be too aggressive than not aggressive enough. Yeah, exactly. It's just like Rob. So he's a home run pick at 27. I mean, we've been saying it over and over. Like that is a home run to get a guy with this much raw talent that late in the draft.
Yeah, yes, it's definitely not perfect. And they're not asking him to be perfect right now. All right, there we go. The Ted was kind of losing it just now. And that stretch where he was like blocking shots, put back dunk, connective pass. Yeah, it was pretty. He got so gassed. And then the drive and dunk in game 2, like the flashes are seriously impressive. I don't really see how he's not an NBA player. Like if for the 27th overall pick, like a really good outcome is a dude that is the 7th man on a playoff team. That feels very achievable for him. And the way that we feel about like the player development program. And then you can see a ceiling. Now, is it tongue in cheek when I say 2011 Chris Bosh? Yes, obviously. Chris Bosh was like the 4th pick in one of the greatest drafts of all time.
And like a legitimately, everyone's like, yeah, he probably should have gone fourth,
Yeah.
even now, or probably third.
Yeah, and it was like how many All-Star games do you think Chris Bosh made?
I'm pulling it up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And he retired at age 31.
Yeah, because of the implied clause. So that seems on the higher end of the outcomes.
I'd say so.
For Cenac. I haven't really thought about comps really much for him. I saw someone in the chat say John Collins. I think he's going to be a much better defender. Like even some of the switching I feel pretty good about him moving his feet on the perimeter.
100%.
And he's much bigger than John Collins.
Yeah, totally. So I'm hopeful this is the right play, but like just the way why I'm so high on his ability to like give us some minutes, even maybe this season, is because even when he makes mistakes, he's so athletic and so smooth, like mechanically with how he moves around, that he just gets back. Like he's way out of this play.
Crazy. Dude.
He is way out of this play. He's leaping. If you're on the podcast, he has bitten for not even really a pump fake. And so this guy's going to pull up from like 5 feet with a turnaround, should be wide open. And he gets back to it.
Yeah, this was crazy. Yeah.
He like teleports back. Like I'm not even sure how he gets zoop. Like it's insane, his ability to get back over there and contest. So like just that as your baseline of skill and the ability to stay in front of guys with that freaky athleticism on the defensive end, he's going to have possessions where he gives up layups and he's going to foul. And then he's going to have possessions where it's like Cenac just shut down that entire possession this season. And then like all you need from him is to really do the Keita stuff offensively, roll the rim, offensive rebound, and maybe knock down some threes, because like the shot's fine. Like, I don't know how great it's going to be, but it's fine. Yeah.
As far as the starting point goes, that's what I think I keep coming back to. Is he a good shooter right now? Probably not. But hey, clutch gene, as we discussed on the previous podcast, the shooting touch is definitely there. Like some of the mid-range stuff, like it looks very comfortable and very fluid. And as a starting point, like you compare that to Dylan Mitchell, for example, where it's like this dude cannot, maybe he can shoot now.
I know, right?
But yeah, but like this dude's shooting free throws off the backboard, and Cenac, the way that he looks shooting the ball is completely different. And we've done it again. He only just turned 9. Like he's a very young 19. Like he turned 19 in February. Like is our third. He's only 19 guy. We got 3 of them on the team at this point. I'm irrationally high on the on Cenac at this point. I was trying to think of the perfect Charizard, Charmeleon version of these guys, and I landed on Keita, Rob as Charmeleon, and then is Cenac going to be the Charizard? Because Rob was obviously better than Keita, but we didn't get the health. Cenac starting at a much further point skill-wise, and he's like 5 years younger than when Keita, or 4 years younger than when Keita kind of started getting in the league. Yeah, I kind of see could he be the chosen one, Spoonie?
Yeah, dude. Well, I went to bed after Jaden Quaintance got drafted, and I woke up and I was like, holy shit, we got Cenac. Like, that's crazy that he fell down to us. So someone said Evan Mobley. I think that's a really good comp, like his high side comp, like just an absurd defender. You're not quite sure if he's a 4 or a 5. The shooting's like kind of good enough, but there's like all the ball handling, handoffy stuff, can get to the rim, can offensive rebound, and is like a borderline DPOY candidate every year as a high-end outcome. And they're built very similarly too. Like I really, really like that as a comp, obviously as a high-end outcome. And then I just
dropped
really
Evan Mobley with
that.
Yeah.
But Trey J just feels like a little bigger, maybe like, bulkier to me. Yeah. That's the one.
Yeah. I mean, well, Senac's a much better rebounder than Chipper J already. Yeah, it's just cool to be like, okay, what was like one of the concerns? Rim protection. Can he do it. He only had half a block. And it's like, well, the role was not there for him. And he immediately comes in and has 9 blocks. And as you said, it's not perfect as far as rim protection goes, but you're like, this guy's going to be able to protect the rim. It'll be very surprising to me if he's not able to do that. Siakam, interesting, kind of like a longer Siakam. It's funny, yeah, he is. It is kind of it, and the journey is going to be fun to follow because he kind of looks like Jabari Smith Jr. at some points, and then other points he looks like Rob Williams, and so there's a lot of different stuff going on for him. But if they can streamline his game and just make it like rebounding, set screens, and just take open shots and catch lobs, and you could go for putbacks. Like, I don't know if I'm getting over my skis here, but it feels like I would really like to see him play this year. I'd like to see him play a little bit.
We just were a great team with Luka Garza playing real minutes. Like, you're telling me Cenac, like Garza does some things that Cenac doesn't that are positive, but like you're telling me if we replace those minutes with Chris Cenac for 1,000 minutes, like we're gonna be terrible? No,
Probably
like play
not.
him. Come on.
That being said,
yeah,
Luka Garza. You remember how we were like, was the Brad's one bad move signing Luka Garza to the second guaranteed year?
Yeah, he nailed it.
Nailed it.
He nailed it. He probably would have got like 5. He would have got the mini mid-level. I guarantee it this offseason. But hey, we should probably hit prize picks really quick here.
Well
if you
done.
have that up, Jake.
Nailed it. Let's do it, baby. It's scorching sports summer, and you can make all your picks on prize picks. WNBA and baseball are heating up. Angel Reese, she's kind of going off lately. I'm not sure if everybody's noticing. Paige, is she the real Caitlin Clark? We got big tennis slams, major golf tournaments on the horizon. There's no better place for all your summer sports picks than Prize Picks and America's #1 sports pick app. Don't forget, Prize Picks has, you can cash out early if your picks are looking good. But at the end of the day, make sure you use code CLNS to get $50 instantly in lineups when you play your first $5 lineup. Download the app today. Use code CLNS to get $50 instantly when you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks, America's #1 sports pick app.
We've got another World Cup. I'm a soccer head.
Dude, did you catch much of France, Spain today?
I did not, unfortunately. It was at a very inconvenient time for me during the workday.
I'm surprised that the games are not a bit later.
I honestly, it's like, why is this not at least at like 6?
Yeah, I don't get it.
Time. Like, this shit was on at noon on the West Coast. Like, that is bizarre. So real quick on Prize Picks, there's a special for Messi, his more or less on shots from 3.5 down to 1.5. So more on that, obviously.
Yep.
Emilio Martinez, he's the Argentinian goalkeeper. More 1.5 saves. Obviously, England's going to take more. They're going to hit the net with some shots. Martinez, great shot stopper, kind of a head case, but more 1.5 saves. And then Jude Bellingham, more 2 shots. I think Jude has probably been the best player in the tournament, all things considered, unfortunately. But nonetheless, so that is $20 to win 70. Prize Picks. It's fun. Hit that up. All right. Let's keep gushing about Chris Cenac. So go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, like, another one we talked about was like, is he just Al Horford, but with worse passing? And we said, like, there is no passing. There is definitely some passing to his game. Not Al Horford level connective passing, like be a big man hub. But hey, protect the rim, switch, stretch the floor. Better rebounder.
Yeah,
we're getting crazy.
Yeah, we are. Why not? Who cares? It's summer. But on that, right? Like, if you watched Houston, like, Kingston Flemings is awesome and he can shoot it a little bit, but their offense was really janky. Like, if you include Cenac, they often had 3 non-shooters out there. Right. Or like 2.5 or 3.5 shooters. So Cenac was asked to just kind of like space the floor pretty often. So he wasn't really put in a position to be sort of a hub or a playmaker or a passer. He was asked to kind of do the little things, hit the offensive glass, shoot some mid-range jumpers on the short roll. So in the Celtics system, we simplify a lot of reads for the bigs, right? Like if you're in the short roll, it's like one of the corners is going to help. They have to come to help when Tatum puts 2 on the ball, and he's going to dink it over the top because he's a 6'9" point guard, and that's, impossible to stop. So whichever corner helps, make the pass to that corner. And, you can rack up, like, how many passes did Keita hit? We were like, that's a great pass, Nimi. And a big part of it is just because the read is so simple in our system. But Cenac has the added benefit of, I really trust him that if the help's just a little bit late, take a dribble or 2 and finish at the rim. Like Nimi got better at that, but it's not a natural skill for him. Whereas Cenac is going to be a fucking monster in the short roll. Like he is going to be a monster.
Yeah, like just dunking on people, finishing around the baskets looked good. And then also just like, hey, can I take 9-footers?
Yep.
That's something that I can really see. Man, how does he get on the court this season? I wonder. It's like, obviously you're going to load manage Mitchell Robinson, so that could potentially open up some minutes. It's not a super clear pathway, but I am tantalized by the concept of Chris Cenac in like 2 years, and it's like Keita, Cenac, Tatum lineups as like this jumbo, we get every rebound in the existence of the basketball game lineup.
That Eisenberg lineup right there for rebound heads. Yeah.
Crazy. Yeah, now we're talking. I'm looking at the vision board comp thing on the Ringer. Enhanced Chris Boucher, Khalil Ware. Khalil Ware, I kind of see that a little bit. But
the thing about Ware is he can't switch. He's not nearly as mobile as Cenac, but he's also way fucking bigger. So I don't know. I'm not sure I buy that. I will say better Chris Boucher is like kind of a pretty spot on like lower ish end outcome.
Yeah. Nathan Knight.
You got me. Didn't we sign him actually? Didn't he play for us briefly? And he was like a stretch center who was undersized. I honestly think he had a cup of coffee with us.
I was really expecting you to know who that is. And Atlanta, Minnesota. What a crazy comp. A dude that played a total of 837 minutes in the NBA.
Yeah, I got nothing then.
I'm going to be honest. I'm not a big fan of the Danny Chow comp. Bringer draft guide, but that's okay. Noah Vonleh, and we actually talked about him in the Discord. The Noah Vonleh, the prospect, was up here. Noah Vonleh, the guy that played for the Celtics, good for the first 5 games, and then bad. LaMarcus Aldridge, is on there as well. But,
that's a really interesting one.
Yeah, more defense and like athleticism impact than Aldridge, I think. But yeah, do you think I don't know, over under on minutes for Cenac this season? Like if I set it at 650, he's going more or less.
Oh man, I was thinking 600, right? That's right where I was at, was like 600 feels good. That's what Brissett got, right? And like you can find an O'Shea Brissett number of minutes for him. So I will say under, but just slightly. That's a spot on line, I think. What are you over or under?
Yeah, I think that's fair. I'd love to get more, but there's so many guys I want to see minutes from this season. I want another 1,000 plus from Ugo. I want 1,000 from Ron Harper Jr. Like, I don't know. We're running low on minutes. I guess like you're going to load manage Paul George. You're going to load manage
100%.
Tatum to a degree. I don't know. So that opens up
Derrick.
minutes for sure. I think that's the big one. Like why is he top 10 in minutes for the regular season? Doesn't
Makes
seem
no
like
sense.
it needs to be something that we do. Because if we're trying to win the title, it doesn't make sense to try and speed run Cenac's development to a degree. Z Gamer. So I've been pounding the table for consolidation trade, Jake. I know, but like, what is like? It's just, does anybody want the Sam Hauser, Jordan Walsh package? What are you getting back for that?
I don't know. It does feel like we need a guard, but I don't know what guard is out there. That to me is like, hey, we're getting Colin Sexton for that, who I like, but I'd rather just keep Sam Hauser.
Yeah.
I will say you load manage Derrick. That means Baylor's going to see a lot more minutes at the 2. It's going to be like Pritchard, Baylor,
Maybe some Ron.
Yeah, and then that also opens minutes for Ron at the 2 and the 3. And I think Z Gamer is correct that we will see it when Cenac plays. I think it will be more often at the 4, but I would prefer to see him just throw him out there at center and see what happens. I just want him to kind of learn on the fly, because we did that with Rob. Rob obviously was battling injuries, but he got minutes even when it was horribly ugly and he was just biting at every single pump fake. But I just feel like these guys kind of need, it's the opposite of point guards. Everyone says it takes a lot of time for point guard to develop offensively in the NBA because it's so complicated. The defensive side is that way for centers. You're basically the quarterback of the defense. So I just want him to get reps, man. Go do it. Let's see this rim protection acted. Let's actually switch everything for 3 minutes, which we never do anymore. Just do that and mess with a team, especially a team who's low on ball handling, and look, switching's easy. If there's a screen, you switch. You don't need to do any more thinking other than that. So I think he will play the 4 more, but man, I really want to see him out there at the 5 with some of these crazy ass hustle wings and just annoy teams to death.
Yeah, man, tantalizing, scintillating. It's quite the draft pick and the big pipeline. I'm much more intrigued to see 650 Cenac minutes than I am intrigued to see 650 Amari Williams minutes.
Totally.
I'd be happy if I'd enjoy 650 Amari Williams minutes, but I see a ceiling with Cenac that I don't necessarily see with Amari Williams, who I thought was really good in the first game, not so much in the second game. Should we hit Dylan Mitchell or anyone else? Because Ugo didn't play. No, that's right. When did I talk to you last? After the first Summer League game, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, so we had the Dylan Mitchell explosion in game 2, a down game from Amari, and another bad efficiency game from Ugo, and not a great defensive game from Ugo in general. But I'll let you go any of the above.
Okay, not to be negative, I thought Amari's second game was a disaster. He looked really, really, really bad to me. He's just throwing the ball all over the gym. I don't know if he was hungover or something, but I feel like, I know people are I'm really high on Amari. That means think he can be a role player. Well, I certainly think he could be a role player, but I think I probably expect the chance of that being lower than a lot of people do. But ultimately, I just thought he's got one great game and one bad game. So we'll see. It's not a great team construction for a guy who's needs to operate with space to hit backdoor cutters and stuff like that. It's just there's no backdoor cuts on this team because nobody is playing up on any of the wings because none of them can shoot. So I'm not really holding that against him. And I thought he had some good defensive possessions and he just looked tougher and bigger and stronger. And I think that's something he really needed. I don't know where are you at for that last 2-way? Let's assume Dylan Mitchell, who, Dylan Mitchell's been really impressive, honestly. I feel like he's been awesome. Let's assume he gets the second one. So it's Amari, Mitchell. Really, it's between Tanji, Uzan, and maybe DeVoldermort. Is he in the mix?
So someone has pointed out to me, I think, that you can sign Dylan Mitchell to the second round exception at 1.3. And then you're still under the tax.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, shit.
And I haven't checked the math, but I've had 2 people on Twitter tell me that. And I'm people that are talking about second round exception numbers on Twitter are actually usually right. Because it's
I think we're 1.9 below. So I think that would be fine. I just didn't know the rookie exception was that low.
Yeah. I don't know. Again, I haven't done the details, but I've had multiple people be I think we can do that. And if we can do that, then you can keep both Tanji and Uzan. But if you have to choose, I think you got to let Tanji go. And it hurts because I think that he would get picked up by I don't know, the Cavs or the Heat or the Philly that desperately need wing guys that can defend and shoot. So that scares me. But Uzon just feels a much bigger need. We just talked about it, and I don't know if Michael IN 3044 is my dad or not, but it certainly looks like it could be. Respect to my dad if he figured out how to use the YouTube chat. But he mentioned we got a lot of young guys to showcase this season, so it would be good to actually get them some minutes, and maybe you can pump their value up to get some trade value on some of these guys for next off season when you try and make a run at whoever you're going to make a run at, because maybe these guys can be viewed as additional first round picks. But Uzon right now, it's like we just talked about all the young guys at the wing. Yeah. Bring in Uzon. Maybe he turns into like a guard that can handle the ball for you, like in a pinch in the regular season. You just need that on this roster significantly more than you need John Tonji right now. Like, how is he getting on the court?
Yeah, I have no idea. We just talked about all the wings, and we're scared we're not going to have time for some of those wings, including Cenac. So I'm with you. Also, Uzan, 2 years younger. I mean, that's not like a huge difference, but that matters. And like Uzan's been in the draft mix. He definitely, I mean, I know Tanji got drafted, but it's not like he's not some dude who just like came out of nowhere. Like he was definitely in everybody's top 100, and some people had them on their draft board and not. So he was very much like a borderline NBA prospect. And I just think like he's a pick and roll operator. Like he knows how to run a pick and roll. He knows how to get a paint touch and make the correct play out of the paint. And we just really need that. Like if Derrick doesn't play, like all of a sudden it's Pritchard and Tatum and that's it. I guess Mike Conley, which is terrifying.
Conley. Yeah. I'd like to see Baylor and Ron get chances to do it as well. But you're right. Like, but a guy that's like the way that he sticks in the NBA is because he's already whose best skill is going to be getting downhill, creating in the pick and roll, getting some paint touches. So yeah, he makes a lot more sense to me. But I do enjoy how the philosophy of the team, the Boston possession maxes, like it's so clear. Like I saw a graph the other day with all of the big men and like generating second chance possessions. Mitchell Robinson's almost off the graph, basically. Cater's high up there, and so is Gaza. All three of them. Dylan Mitchell fits directly into that, like between his own offensive rebounding, having a low turnover rate himself, and being a good passer, and then generating his own turnovers. Cenac, monster rebounder on both ends. Like everything is just Mike Conley, low turnover guy. Like just everything is gearing towards Missoula Ball actually being possession maxing. And that kind of feeds into the 3-point shooting by getting your own offensive rebounds and by limiting turnovers by not going downhill. But yeah, I like Mitchell, you can, while he doesn't shoot, you can see how he fits into that philosophy.
Yeah, Uzon, one of his calling cards at Houston was super low turnover guy. He's like basically 3-1, 2.5-1 assisted turnover, despite doing a ton of ball handling for them. Only 1.6 turnovers per game last year and 1.8 the year before that. So he absolutely fits with that philosophy as a guard. And it's not, when you look at it that way, it's not surprising. He's one of the guys we targeted to bring in the door to see what it looks like. So yeah, man, like it's going to be really interesting. And like Mitchell has really, really impressed me. Like he's just a good basketball player. We talked about it. Like you got to give something up everywhere in 2K. Like and he just gave up the 3-point shot. The shot, people are saying it doesn't look bad. It's pretty bad. Like he slings that thing like over the back of his head. Like but it's been going in. So
it looks better than the percentages
advertised. Yes. It definitely looks better than the percentages. He doesn't look like Evan Turner shooting from 3. But dude, he is so quick. And he's so athletic and he makes good passes, like occasionally makes some dumb decisions. But for the most part, like when he's cutting out of the corner in the dunker spot or in the short roll, he just does positive stuff on the
Yeah.
court on both ends. Like, I see why this organization absolutely loves him already.
Yeah. And every word out of his mouth makes you want to run through a wall. Like the
Yeah.
no dickhead
Yeah.
policy is absolutely part of the infrastructure as well. And not saying that Jalen was a dickhead, but like focusing on like how there could be a bit of a cultural chemistry problem with bringing like Jalen into this season as a factor for why they wanted to trade him. But like Cenac going to Houston when he could have gone anywhere and gone to a situation to pump up his numbers. And Dylan Mitchell, like the work ethic, the willingness to play a role and work on their weaknesses. Clearly, it's something that the Celtics value when they're drafting guys. It's at least fascinating to watch how it will play out because it's a guy that can't shoot. How will he be able to impact the game without that in a team that's known for shooting threes? It's just a fun kind of because it's the 40th pick. You know, at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. I'm just genuinely curious to see how his kind of trajectory plays out.
Yeah, man. And like, if you do teach him to shoot, holy shit. You know what I mean? Like, he's going to be incredible. Like, as a prospect, I'd much rather him than Tucker to Voldemort, just because it's like DeVries is who he is. Like, he's not going, you know, he can make marginal improvements, maybe get a little better defensively. But if you just teach Mitchell how to shoot, like, he's going to be an absurd player. He's like a bigger Bruce Brown if he learns to a more athletic, bigger Bruce Brown, who was a massively key piece to not only that Nets team where the Celtics were the only team to ever play them healthy, but also the championship Nuggets. Like, so I see the vision. That's a huge if, but the early returns are good, I guess.
Hey, he's a 40% 3-point shooter already, as far as I can tell.
Yeah,
like,
exactly. Set it in stone.
It's going to be interesting because like they've improved the shot of a lot of guys. Not Jalen's in the end. Tatum, can we get Tatum on the Dylan Mitchell shooting program as well?
Yeah, for real.
Tongue in cheek. But can this is their biggest challenge yet? Like by a pretty significant margin. Like I saw a Caruso comp in the chat earlier. Like that would be obviously grand slam, multiple times grand slam if he turns into that. But Caruso, how many threes did he hit in game one of the Western Conference Finals, right?
7 or 9?
Like he took 13 threes and kept making them. So Caruso is not a good shooter, but he became a capable shooter. Maybe that happens. But yeah, we'll see the ceiling. I can see the vision. Really fun player, nuclear athlete. Like he could, like that block that he had on Zion James on the baseline. I was like, holy good Lord. So the two guys that they drafted are just absurdly explosive. Spoonie, before we move over to the Patreon, any other Summer League thoughts? We kind of talked about Hugo. We're going to briefly talk about your other favorite player in the NBA before we move over to the.
No, I mean, not really. I do wish that they had packed this team on the fringes with more shooting. Just because like, I feel like it's counterproductive to force these guys to play around other dudes who can't shoot. But nonetheless, I mean, ultimately, like for Cenac, hugely successful. For Mitchell, hugely successful. I think I'm higher on Ugo's summer league than I think a lot of people. I've seen a lot of Twitter buzz of like, he's not actually that good or he hasn't played well. I actually think he's played really well offensively. He just hasn't gotten some shots to go. Defensively, he's not been great, frankly, but I don't care about that. He's going to be fine when the games actually matter.
Yeah, it's hard for me to be like, okay, I saw this dude be good and impactful in 70 NBA games and then kind of change any opinion I have after 2 summer league games. Like that seems silly, but that's the point of summer league. You ignore all the bad and you look at, hey, the passing's improved for Ugo, and we'll go from there. All right. There's a guy in the NBA. You're a guy, LeBron James, maybe
Mhm.
making himself the center of attention once again.
Really?
Yeah,
LeBron?
yeah. He would
Him?
never. First
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, yeah, first time.
So I was just on the All American Hoops pod before we hopped on, and they were asking me winners and losers of the offseason. There's like no very clear winners of the offseason to me. There's no like this outside of the teams that drafted Boozer, Peterson, Wilson, and Debanza, like free agency and trade moves. There's no one I'm like, who really won the
Yeah.
offseason? I do think if LeBron goes to either Philly or Miami, it would make those two teams like significantly better than they were the previous season.
I think that's fair. I think one winner is the Spurs because they locked up Wemby I think he took a discount.
Nice,
Yeah,
yeah.
I don't think he took the full
25%, yeah.
Yeah, not the 30% that he could have. Yeah, man, I think that's fair. I think Philly fans and some Celtics fans would say that Philly are the big winners of the offseason. They got Jaylen Brown for Paul George, and that's a home run. Obviously, like I buy that. I think Philly is, even if they get LeBron or not, I think they are a winner of the offseason. Their team is better. I also think we had to do it, and I'm totally comfortable and happy with the trade. But I think if you want to call them a winner, even without LeBron, I'm cool with that. But yeah, you're right. Like LeBron, the two guards, and Jaylen and Embiid, when Embiid plays, that's a monster lineup. Even when he doesn't play, it's just like Adem Bona. Like that's a really, really good team. And they need LeBron. They need somebody with some connective tissue who's like willing to make the right reads and the right passes and get these guys the ball. Because I do think Philly has a chance to be ugly in some way.
So that's what I'm saying. The passing on the team is like, who's the best passer on the team right now? It's not Jaylen, obviously. Is it Maxey?
Yeah, who's not a great playmaker.
No. And like I think the floor is higher now that Jaylen's there. However, the floor is still very, very low. Like I think this defense has a chance to be quite bad between like Embiid is not the same guy. And then for the 30 games he misses, being very generous, your bigs are Adem Bona and Hukporti. And then you're bringing off the bench Simons, Phylon, like Dominic Barlow, I kind of like actually, but like
but he's like your shutdown big wing, man. Like that's terrifying.
Dean Wade? Dean Wade's good defensively, I guess.
Yeah, okay. I forgot about Dean Wade. That's fine. Still though, like Jaylen is not a good defensive player. He's great on ball in playoff series, but that's it. Like as a regular season defender, he's not a good defensive player. Obviously in Maxey and Embiid, like that's a very difficult twosome to build a defense around. And then like Bona, we basically played off the floor in the playoffs. And Hukporti's even worse. So yeah, man, like the spacing, like they need VJ to really turn into a shooter because like Jaylen, he spaces the floor, but it's not like elite spacing, and he wants to be in the mid-range area where Embiid and Maxey both like to work. So it's a really weird fitting team, but it's super, super talented. So it's interesting to see like what happens with them for sure.
Yeah. And so like Tyrese Maxey, incredible off-ball player. And Jaylen's more maximized on the ball, right? But it's like Jaylen doesn't maximize players that are good off the ball. Is the problem? Like he's not going to be the one unlocking this Steph Curry because I feel like Maxey, no one's Steph Curry, but like the way that he's able to shoot from range off the catch and flying around off screens would have that type of kind of ceiling out there. Jaylen's not going to be the guy to unlock that in Maxey. It's like, okay, well, Embiid really needs to have the ball to be at his best as well. I know everyone's been talking about it. While I think LeBron kind of rounds their team out, he adds like an explosive chemistry element that I'm like willing to roll the dice on. Like, if you ask me which team do you want LeBron to go to, I don't think this Philly team can win a title regardless. And I was kind of doing some of this chat on the Patreon, but like Gansey has been talked about as being like ownership pushed him into that deal a little bit. And I'm like, do they get more aggressive after getting LeBron and send out more picks, and then it blows up again? And it's like, okay, all of a sudden you've got 85% of your cap in Jalen, Maxey, and more within Embiid. And it's like all of a sudden it's just completely explodes, and the 2031 pick is like looking really good. I don't know. I don't see a super high ceiling, but for this team, and I see a very low floor for them.
Yeah, sorry, you lagged out. I think.
Sorry.
Okay, you're back. No, you're good. Yeah. I mean, I definitely think there's some disaster potential. I wonder if Jalen will be willing to sacrifice. I mean, that's kind of what he was done. Like, and he sacrificed for the Celtics. There's no doubt about that. For 9 years, that dude definitely was the second option, despite certainly thinking he's good enough to be the first option. How he fits into what they need him to do is kind of the fulcrum of the team to me. So I just don't know, man. Like, clearly he wants to be more involved as kind of this on-ball superstar. And Maxey's just dynamite with the ball in his hands. Like, you're hard pressed to take the ball out of his hands. And then you add LeBron probably filming like a fucking documentary or some dumb shit while they're playing. Like, oh man, I got meta glasses on during this game. Like, and Jalen ain't gonna buy that shit. Like, Jalen will shut that down. And then like T-Mac's already coming out. Like, Jalen and Embiid haven't spoken yet. And it's like, is it starting? Like, is this just going to be somebody in the chat I saw? Sorry, I'm not sure who it was, but said they've got some 2019 Celtics vibes. Like, I could definitely see that.
Yeah. I'm there. I'm enjoying that the consensus nationally is like Celtics got fucked, Phillies this like juggernaut all of a sudden. So
it's perfect.
Sprinkle more of that all over them, and I'm here for it. All right, we should finish it up, and then we're gonna jump on the Patreon and talk about some other summer league stuff, and mostly just like the top 4 guys, the Boozer and Wilsons of the world, before we get out of here. All right, Spoonie, I'll see you on the other one. Everybody, good to see you. Subscribe to the Patreon. Until next time, go Celtics.